Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Jai Shri Ram. This Rama Navami is very special for all of us. Why? Because we are celebrating this Rama Navami. It's the first Rama Navami of Ram Lalla after the consecration ceremony at Ram Janmabhoomi. Hari Bol. This is very special because for close to 500 years, the devotees, Ram Bhakts, had worked hard. Many of them sacrificed their lives to get this temple what it is today. Now you may wonder, when I was talking about this in one place in IIT Gandhinagar, one boy asked me this question. The question was, no, the Lord is not so powerful that He can't protect His temple. The Lord is not so powerful that the very place where He's appeared cannot prevent its desecration. The Atitayinis, they just came and ransacked the whole temple, and it took close to 5 centuries for you to build this temple for your Lord. What kind of Lord is yours, Lord? Of course, He didn't say all these things, but just the mood was like that. I just remembered a pastime of Lord Rama in Ramayana. Similar context, जहाँ पे राम जी माँ सीता के खोज में नीचे साउथ में जा रहे हैं, and he happened to meet Sugriva. Before meeting Sugriva, Hanuman ji wanted to know whether these two personalities, they are enemies or friends, or they are lost in the forest. तो हनुमान जी डिस्गाइज होके उनके सामने पहुंचते हैं और उनसे पूछते अब कौन हो, कहाँ से हो, क्या करते हो, इसलिए यहाँ पे आए हो. That was his intention. तो लक्ष्मण जी इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं. There's a beautiful verse in Valmiki Ramayana, where the meaning of the verse is, He is Lord Ramachandra, He is the emperor of the whole universe. He is a creator, maintainer and annihilator. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the greatest. But now He has come to take help of Sugriva. That is contradicting to His personality, right? So that's what Lord Ramachandra wants. It's not that He is incapable, but He has this heart to engage everyone in the seva. So later on, Sugriva decides to help Ramachandra. I think, if I remember, last time also I had shared this past time. When you go out, say for example, most of your would-be entrepreneurs or would-be politicians, would-be leaders. So generally you would tie up with someone who is equally good as you or even better than you so that you get an upper hand. That's why you go to best of the colleges, you go to best of the investors, venture capitalists, so that you get a shot in your arm and you work efficiently, whether it's your entrepreneur capabilities or your professional skills. You want to upgrade it, you need a support. Generally you would go for a person who is on a higher end, better end. You will not go to a person who is lower than you or the lowest, correct? You would want to partner with someone who is the leader in the market. But Ramachandra, on the contrary, he didn't choose the best. He also knew about Vali. Vali was such a powerful personality that even Devatas used to fear to counter him, to fight with him. He had a special boon that anyone who fights with him, half of his power goes to Vali. And immediately he would get defeated. And Ravana had a fight with him. So Ravana thought that, I can even also go and disturb Vali. So he just patted him from top. So Vali got infuriated and he caught hold of Ravana. What do you call tongue slam? Choke slam. So he took him in his arms like this. And he made him drink the waters of Bay of Bengal, then Indian Ocean, then Arabian Ocean. All 3 oceans, salty water. Trisandhya in 3 places. Then uske baad, he brought him to his palace, his Kishkinda. There he made Ravana play with his son Angada. Angad उस समय just छोटा सा बच्चा था. तो अंगद को टॉय रूप में रावण को बांध के दे दिया था. अंगद रावण को बोल रहा था, जंप रावण, रावण जंप करता था, जंप टॉमी, stand up Tommy. And real note, Angada was playing with Ravana. So that is Vali for you. But Lord Ramachandra didn't tie up with Vali, didn't partner with Vali, didn't have a MOU with Vali. He had a tie up with Sugriva. Who is Sugriva? He lost his kingdom, he lost his army, he's loitering in the streets, he's living incognito, he's in fear of his brother. Any moment he would come and beat him up and go. Left, right, center. Why did Lord Ramachandra choose Sugriva over Vali? What was that Vali didn't have which Sugriva had, or Vali had, which is a discrimination, which is a shortcoming in his character, that Ram didn't choose him? In one word, if you want to say, kya tha? Yes. Character. Vali's character were questionable. So Lord sees the character, not the competence. Vali was competent enough to help Lord Ramachandra to gain Mother Sita from the clutches of Ravana. Ravana was already defeated many times by Vali. But Sugriva was not that competent. He was even afraid of his own brother Vali. What was the difficulty with the character of Vali? He enjoyed his brother's wife. Brother's wife is considered to be mother or daughter. So Lord Ramachandra sees the character. And the spiritual masters prepares the character of the soul. Prepare the characters of the conditioned soul. When we come in touch with bona fide spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, the first thing Prabhupada does is character building. Our character is always Dila. There's no doubt about it. People in Kali Yuga, that's our nature. So Swami Prabhupada builds up our character. If you go to any other organization, character is not that important. In every other lecture, all devotees would insist on these things. No intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating. This is the bottom line of character building. Anyone who indulges in this is not even a human being, is not even an animal. Animal also follows their own destined schedule. They don't break their laws. They don't break their natural instinct or nature. But we break. So that's why we are conditioned. That's why we are unfit. There's a verse which quoted in by Kaunsa Bhai hai? Uday Bhai was telling Ahar Nidra Bhayamatunam Samanyam Etat Pashubir Naranam. These four things are common in animals also. What is special prerogative of human beings? The special prerogative is he can follow dharma. Dharma hi eko adhiko vishesho. So Krishna or Lord Ramachandra gives importance to those who follow dharma. In Kali Yuga, dharma is not supposed to be standing on the four legs. And when we break these four regulative principles, that pillars gets broken. So for us to stand on the principle of dharma, these four things are important. And Kali personified, Maya personally hits in these four legs. And all these four legs can be broken by one entity. क्या है वो? ये सारे फोर प्रिंसिपल्स को तोड़ सकता है वो एक पर्सन है हमारे लाइफ में, उसके वजह से वो टूट जाती है, चारों पिलर टूट जाते हैं. वो क्या है? एनीवन हैज एनी आइडिया? जो आपके लाइफ बर्बाद कर रही है, जो आपके हाथ में है, क्या है वो? उठा के दिखाइए मेरे सब लोग. इफ देयर इज समथिंग व्हिच इज स्टॉपिंग फ्रॉम यू अचीविंग इवन द मटेरियल गोल्स, फॉरगेट अबाउट स्पिरिचुअल गोल्स, वो तो दूर की बात है, इज दैट बॉडी इज इन योर हैंड, which makes you break all the four regulative principles. Yes or no? Agreed? So in that sense, another life lesson from Ramayana would be this which is spoiling my life is actually like Kaike's life was spoiled by Mantara. Kaike's only galti was she had unflinching faith in the words of Mantara. Whatever Mantara said, she believed, she expected the reality from her mouth. She had a full faith in her words. She never disagreed to her words, her statements. In the same way, ये जो भी बोलते हैं हम उसको believe करते हैं, भले ही वो पिक्सल क्यों ना हो. Like that, our lives gets destroyed. But we cannot replace Mantara. We can change Mantara to someone else. As Uday Bhai said, the same Mantara can become folk life or Hare Krishna Sangha and transform our lives. But the problem is we don't subscribe to those channels. So on the auspicious occasion of Rama Navami, let us open YouTube channel, YouTube app, and subscribe to Folk Life, those who have not done it. And Hare Krishna Sangha, and Hare Krishna Mandir, iskcon Bangalore, Hare Krishna Movement Pune, Hare Krishna Movement Mumbai. At least these few channels you can subscribe. The very same mantra will become your spiritual master, real spiritual master. So we have to work on our character building. Another beautiful instance, when you compare the life of Lord Ramachandra and Ravana. These days Ravana is eulogized. But people don't know about Ravana because they don't read Ramayana from Valmiki. What do they read? What do they see? They see Romila Thapar's video. Most of you may not know who is she. They watch shorts made by left liberals. Hence, they watch videos made by, of course you can beep this, Duvrati. Hence we get corrupted, we get polluted. We start doubting the very existence of the Lord Ram. Generally, when you conquer a land, the entire property belongs to you. Is it not? Wherever you go, when you defeat the king, the property belongs to you. Lord Ramachandra conquered the entire Sri Lanka. He could have become the emperor there. All property, golden Lanka would have been his. But what did he do? He gave away that property to Vibhishana. He was not attached. Ramachandra was supposed to be coronated as the emperor of Ayodhya next day. And रात को बाबा आते हैं, पिताजी आते हैं, पिताश्री बोलते हैं, चल निकल, कहाँ जाना है? 14 years यहाँ पे नहीं रहना तेरे को. Imagine, yesterday I was talking to students of IIT, I was telling the same thing. So they didn't get into one of the premier institutes there in IIT Gandhinagar. So I said, imagine you got a BTech seat in IIT Bombay or a master's seats in Ivy League colleges, and you got an offer letter from them, and you're supposed to go and report them. When you reported, they said, no, it is a fake letter, you're not supposed to. Or even if you're God, you're not, the rules are changed, no, you cannot be given the seat. So he goes back home and father says, Nalai kahi ka 14 saal bahar nikal. Ghar pe nahi rehna tere ko. Useless fellow. What will happen to you? Depressed, demoralized. And जो बाबू थी वो भी ब्रेकअप कर लिया उसके वजह से. क्या क्या सोचा था, पैकेज इतना होगा बॉम्बे में, अभी प्लेसमेंट भी नहीं हो रहा है बॉम्बे में. So how did Lord Ramachandra handle that situation? Entire Ramayana is made up of such wonderful leelas. Of course, it's a life lesson for all of us. But more important than the life lesson, what Lord Ramachandra teaches or his devotees teaches is to serve the Lord. Other things, how to behave with a mother, how to behave with father, how to behave with wife, how to behave with brothers. It's all there. But more important than any of those activity or any of those life lessons which Ramayana would teach is the most important life lesson here. At any cost, come what may, Ramchandra ki seva hona chahiye. We should not stop seva to the Supreme Lord, come what may. Because we have stopped the seva to the Supreme Lord, we are here suffering. Ichcha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. Because we had a desire independent of the Supreme Lord, minus the Supreme Lord. We are envious of the Supreme Lord. That's why we are sent here. And Ravana epitomizes that conditioned soul who forgot the Lord. Ichcha, he had a desire independent of the Lord. He wanted to enjoy the concept of the Lord, Mother Sita. And he was envious of Lord Ramachandra. And all of us have these traits of Ravana to different degrees. And that's why we are suffering. So Ramachandra, he obediently accepted the version of his father and said, okay, no problem, no issues. Unmoved, unagitated. 140 crore log mere piche hai. And Papa bol rahe, chalo, niklo yahan se. What do I do? I can forcefully take the kingdom. 400 par ho jayega. I can forcefully take. But no, I followed. When Bharata got to know about it, that my brother has left and I'm supposed to be the king, he immediately left the kingdom. Cursed in the sense had a fight with his own mother. Hell with you. What is Bharata teaching us? Abba kabhi nahi manenge. Ammi bhi kabhi nahi manengi. Lekin Ram ji ke liye, Bhagwan Shri Krishna ke liye, seva rukni nahi chahiye. He wanted to be his mother wanted him to be the emperor. But Bharata went to Lord Ramachandra. And there's a conversation between Bharata and Ramachandra. So Bharata says, no, you have to come back. Ramji says, I'll not come back. No, you have followed my father's instruction. Now I am the king now. I am the emperor now. I am ordering you. You should come back. Ramchandra says, no. Bharata says, I'll commit suicide here itself. Ramachandra says, no, you cannot commit suicide. I'll not come. So one brother is telling, take this property. Another brother says, I don't want this property. यहाँ पे ब्रदर्स के बीच में रिलायंस टूट जाता है, रिलायंट ही नहीं रहता, 100 रुपए के लिए लड़ाई हो जाती है. So ऐसे बहुत सारे आपको लीला मिलेंगे. बट द मूड व्हेन यू हियर फ्रॉम कथाकार्स इज दिस, भाई ऐसा होना चाहिए, पत्नी ऐसा होना चाहिए, हस्बैंड है ना ऐसा होना चाहिए. That's there, okay, fine, no issues. अनुसरण करनी चाहिए, अनुकरण करनी चाहिए. राम जी का अनुकरण करनी चाहिए. That's okay. That's a culture of Indian system, Indian values, because it is given by Lord Ramachandra and other devotees. But the most important thing is all the characters, all the personalities, whether it is Jatayu, Hanuman, monkeys, Ayodhya Vasis, mothers of Ramachandra, have that one common goal, one common thing in their consciousness. What is that? Service to the Lord. Come what means सेवा नहीं रुकनी चाहिए. And that सेवा हम कैसे करेंगे? हम तो कॉलेज जा रहे हैं, हम तो काम करते हैं, हमको गृहस्थ वाले हैं. गृहस्थ कोई है? नहीं आ सकते यहाँ पे. Even if you are, it is made easy to render seva to Lord Ramachandra by chanting the names of Lord Ramachandra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. रावण के जैसे गंदगी जो है हमारे हृदय में भर पड़ा है, कलमशा जो रावण की टेंडेंसी है, इट्स अ कलमशा, इट्स अ कंटामिनेशन, completely gets destroyed. नाशनम, ये नहीं कि थोड़ा partially नहीं, completely gets destroyed. Otherwise, on a long weekend, on a Sunday evening, why you would be in temple? Because आपने थोड़ा माला किया है, 1 माला किया होगा, 2 माला किया होगा, 4 माला किया होगा, कभी प्रसादम खाया होगा, किसी ने बुलाया, and you come all the way. Most of you come from Vadodara, 120-140 kilometers, traveling 3-4 hours to spend time here. Because there is a transformation of the heart when you come in touch with a bona fide spiritual master. And if you continue to be there, then the transformation is sure to happen. Now here, on the contrary, Ravana, he just went for a walk in his cousin brother's, stepbrother's kingdom, in his estate, that is Lanka. It belonged to Kuber. So he liked the garden, he liked the beaches, he liked the hillocks, and he said, आज से ये मेरा, तू निकल यहाँ से. He threw out his stepbrother, Kuber. That is Ravan for you. It didn't belong to him. Ramachandra, rightful owner of the entire Ayodhya, but said, I don't want. Brother is coming and giving, I don't want. Conquered Lanka, I don't want. Another challenge in Ravana's life was, he had a sister. Surpanaka was a very lusty lady. So much so that, and I always tell this, I don't know why I tell this repeatedly, please forgive me if you've heard this earlier also. I used to get infuriated when you get that message on WhatsApp during Ram Navami. आजकल नहीं आता, पहले बहुत आता था, पता नहीं मुझे अभी नहीं आता, पहले maybe. तो एक pregnant lady थी, and she had a daughter, and she talks to her daughter, asking, do you want a brother or a sister? She says, I want a brother. Then the mother asks her, what kind of brother you want? She says, I want a brother like Ravan. Why? Mother was shocked. क्योंकि बच्ची दूर राठी का वीडियो देख रही थी. No, she asked why. No, my brother should be like Ravana for her sister's pride, sister's punishment. He can take up war against the mighty Ram. I want a brother like him. Mother couldn't answer because वो हमारे सत्संग अटेंड नहीं करती थी, फोकले परेड नहीं करती थी. Ravan killed Surpanaka's husband. Did you know this? How many of you know this? And when Surpanaka saw the beautiful Lord Ramachandra, and she got attracted. She wanted to embrace him, make him her husband. And directly he decorated herself. She can discuss herself as a beautiful lady. and she approached Ramachandra. ऐसे बहुत सारे शूर्पणखा आपको फ्रेंडशिप रिक्वेस्ट भेजती होगी. रामचंद्र थे तो हैंडल कर पाए, लेकिन हम नहीं हैं. अगर हम राम के दास बनेंगे तो हैंडल कर सकेंगे, नहीं तो पिघल के गटर में चले जाएंगे. रिक्वेस्ट देखते ही पता चलेगा कितनी औसम है यार. मतलब ट्रैप हो गया ऑलरेडी. So Surpanakha was also such kind of a lady and she wanted to trap Ramachandra. Ramachandra said, no, I am very faithful to my wife. I am already married. I have taken a vow that I will not marry anyone else. My brother is there. He is not with his wife. You can approach him. If he agrees, I have no issues. Instantly, immediately, तुमने रिच कर दिया, तुम्हारे दोस्त को प्रपोज कर दिया. परसों पता चला किसी और के साथ है. 2 टाइमिंग, 3 टाइमिंग, 4 टाइमिंग. एनीवेज, आपको ये सब पता नहीं, अच्छे लड़के आप. तो उनके पास जाते हैं, लक्ष्मण जी के पास जाते हैं. अगेन द सेम थिंग, प्रपोज करते हैं. नहीं, अभी मेरा ड्यूटी है. आई एम डेडिकेटेड टू द सर्विस ऑफ Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita. I cannot take any other responsibility. Otherwise, I would have done if I had a free example. I don't know. Sarcastically. Now, what did Lakshmana teach us? Lakshmana could also overcome that, of course, because he was engaged in service of the Lord. His priority was service of the Lord. If our priority is service of the Lord, ऐसे सूर्पणखास 1000 आएंगे, ऐसे मरीच 1000 आएंगे, हम क्लिक नहीं करेंगे. एंजल प्रिया की वीडियो कॉल्स आएंगे टेलीग्राम में. बाद में आपको अकाउंट खाली करना पड़ेगा. समझ रहे हो? इट्स ऑल हैपनिंग, करेक्ट? बट इफ यू आर एंगेज्ड इन डिवोशनल सर्विस, you will not have time for all these things. That's why you should contact your folk guides, talk to them how you can be engaged even every single day. 24 hours, 2 hours of chanting, 1 hour of reading, 1 hour of hearing lectures, remaining 18 hours, 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of studies or college. Still you have 1-2 hours. You should task your brain to preach the message of the Lord. Not to Surpanakas, but to demons out there. We are all demons. No. But because we have come in touch with Krishna consciousness, we are trying to overcome that demonic tendency. And that makes Lord Ramachandra very happy. That makes Lord Krishna very happy. Because we have all forgotten the Lord. So Lakshman said, I am engaged in the service of the Lord, I will not be interested. So if you are engaged in the service of the Lord, बहुत सारे offers आएंगे, but you will not get allured to go behind that. Because the service, what you render to Krishna is so joyful, so mazedar, so enjoyable, so adventurous. पता ही नहीं चलता. Let it go to hell, I don't care. पता ही नहीं चलेगा. For that you should engage yourself in the service of the Lord. And that begins when you start chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. Without chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, उसका glimpse भी आपको नहीं मिलेगा. Shadow मिलेगा. Shadow की वजह से आप यहाँ पे हो. Imagine 16 राउंड्स हर दिन करते हो, देन वो रस जो है, जो टेस्ट जो है, जो जूस जो है, जो मेलो जो है, जो ये सारे कैरेक्टर्स महाभारत में, रामायण में रिलीज कर रहे, भगवान की सेवा करके हमको हर दिन वो प्लेजर, वो आनंद मिलेगा, जिसके पीछे आप दूसरी जगह पे भाग रहे हो. सो 16 इज द मैजिकल नंबर विच यू हैव टू डू. करेंगे आप? सुनाई नहीं, करेंगे आप? तो आपने बोल दिया एक साथ, तो करना ही होगा, करना पड़ेगा. आप करेंगे भी, क्योंकि रामचंद्र कहते हैं विभीषण को, जब वो उधर से इस कैंप से उस कैंप आते हैं, तो बहुत सारे लोग उसको, राम जी को वार्न करते, इसको लेना मत, दूसरे कैंप से, एनिमी कैंप से, कुछ भी हो सकता है, सीक्रेट्स लीक कर देगा वगैरह वगैरह. बट रामचंद्र डिडंट हीड टू देयर एडवाइस. ही सेड, कोई भी मेरे शरण में आके ये कह दे, माय डियर लॉर्ड, आई एम योर्स, I will chant 16 rounds every day. So it's Ramchandra's responsibility that you chant 16 rounds every day. Or I'm not able to do it. Please help me to do it. Your Maya in the form of this is so insurmountable. I cannot give up her. Please help me. Please protect me. Then Prabhupada says, Krishna becomes obliged to protect you. Then Surpanaka didn't stop there. Then she understood. I want to have this person as my husband. Then this person as my husband. Both of them are rejecting me because of this one beautiful lady. Who is she? Sita. I should finish her off. This is the nature of envy. Envy, jealous, ईर्ष्या हमको ये सब करा देता है. Envy is the one quality because of which हम भगवान के गोलोक वृंदावन से नीचे गिरे. द्वेषा, इच्छा, देशा, envy. 6 enemies है हमारे. काम, क्रोध, मोह, मद. उसमें जो envy है, ये सिर्फ envy भगवान के सेवा में डाउटेल नहीं कर सकते. बाकी 5 लस्ट भी डाउटेल कर सकते हैं. But envy डाउटेल नहीं कर सकते. Because she was envious of goddesses of fortune, Mother Sita. She decides to harm Mother Sita. उसके वजह से लक्ष्मण को बोलते हैं, लक्ष्मण उसका नोज काट देता है. वो जगह अभी भी है, नासिक. और कितना प्रूफ चाहिए तेरे को? अयोध्या से लेके नीचे लंका तक प्रूफ दे चुके भगवान. कितने साल पुराना ये? 432 कलयुग, 864 द्वापर. उससे पहले त्रेता युग, जब राम जी आए थे. एंड त्रेता युग इज 17,28,000 years. तब के राम जी अभी भी हमारे हीरो है. Because devotee was hurt. Devotee was put into difficulty. Who is devotee here? Mother Sita. Then Ramji couldn't tolerate. Devotee, Lakshman couldn't tolerate. खत्म. दुनिया के सबसे आज ना we are talking, Israel is been attacked by Iran. There's already war with Hamas. World war is going to happen. Vaishnavas are not cowards. दुनिया का 2 सबसे बड़ा war was fought by Vaishnavas. कौन सा वार? महाभारत एंड रामायण. किसने लड़ा था? हनुमान जी, ग्रेट वैष्णवा. अर्जुन, ग्रेट वैष्णवा. हमारे पास भी अभी वॉर चल रहा है. एंड एवरीवन इज अगेंस्ट कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस मूवमेंट. कैसे? हम तो इधर, हमारे पीछे कौन है? एक्चुअली वी आर डिक्लेयरिंग वॉर अगेंस्ट माया, Krishna's own energy, divine energy. So imagine 1% of the world populations follows the 4 regulatory principles. No intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating. Imagine the impact on the economy. Or to speak the, of course, पूरा world को हम नहीं बना सकते. How many of you traveled us with during trips in train? So those who are not raise their hand next time, please do this to experience this. When you travel in our train, prasadam is gotten in the train itself in your berth, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And वहाँ का जो food vendors है, उनको कुछ चलता नहीं है. So in the same way, when we become devotees, we can change the whole world by we changing ourselves. I'll give you a classical example. Wherever you go, you get a Jain food, even in the West. Jain population is 0.004% of Indian population. Forget about the rest of the world. But they have committed, come what may, I will not have certain kinds of foods. They are very pakka about their commitments. To whatever degree they are committed. And the world provides Jain food anywhere and everywhere. And imagine you take a vow that I will eat only prasadam. I'll also sit only with devotees. I'll watch only folk life or Hare Krishna Sangha. Then imagine, world will change. And we'll be part of the glorious plan of the Lord. That's the plan of the Lord. What is the plan? Nagaradi Gramadi Sarvatra Prachara Hoibe Mora Nam. Every town and village. Vagaudia Chowk mein bhi hoga, Parul University bhi hoga, Vaishnavi Circle mein bhi hoga, Raisan mein bhi hoga, Palaj mein bhi hoga. है ना? But if you become part of Krishna's plan, then you become glorious. Krishna had a plan, Ramachandra had a plan. So all the monkeys were part of the glorious plan of the Lord. So Krishna wants to engage us in his plans. Anyone who participates in his plan, just like the monkeys, they become glorious. बट बीच बीच में ये शूर्पणखा लोग आते रहते हैं. Surpanaka may be anything, not necessarily woman. Anything and everything which takes you away from Krishna is Surpanaka. So we have to be very careful with such personalities in life, Surpanakas and Mantaras. What do they say? Don't go to Hare Krishna temple. Chant करो, ज़्यादा मत करो. 16 माला तो कभी मत करो. मंदिर में जाओ, दर्शन करके प्रसाद खा के आ जाओ, लेकिन मंदिर में रुकना नहीं है. प्रभु जी से नहीं मिलना है. ट्रिप तो बिल्कुल नहीं जाना है, क्योंकि क्या हो जाएगा? देन आप भक्त बन जाओगे. ये किसके ऑर्डर्स हैं? किस तरह के लोगों के ऑर्डर है रामायण के कैरेक्टर के मुताबिक? मंत्रा. Kaikeyi lost the association of Lord Ramachandra for 14 years. Of course, later on she got the association. But हमारा association चला गया तो we lost the golden opportunity to associate with devotees of the Lord. Brahmanda Brahmite kono bhagyavan jiva. After millions of lifetime, we come in touch with a bona fide spiritual master. अगर अभी उसका इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे, proper utilize नहीं करेंगे, we'll miss the bus. So you should be very careful about such people and remove such people from your life. And we have to associate with devotees. And we should follow the instruction of the spiritual master, like that mother, Shabari. Shabari was very young when her spiritual master told that, no, you wait, Bhagavan aayenge, and keep your house ready with all delicacies, fruits, vegetables, whatever to receive. And pata nahi, years went away, centuries went away, but she didn't lose hope. अगर गुरु ने बोला है तो होके रहेगा, राम जी आएंगे. And since she followed the Guru's instruction sincerely, strictly, seriously, Ramachandra had to come. There was a bypass in Kishkinda to go away, but because there was a devotee who was following Guru's instruction, Ramji had to come back to that area. Otherwise, if you see the track, you just have to go like this. He could have gone directly. So that is the power of following the bona fide spiritual master. God becomes obliged to protect you, save you. In the same way, Swami Srila Prabhupada has given a word to all of us. He has promised us that anyone, if he is chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day and follows the 4 regulatory principles without fail, he assures that I will take him back home, back to Godhead. So all of us has got this opportunity. So taking inspiration from Mother Shabari, we should make this vow a serious vow, a sincere vow, a strict vow, and do this. Then we'll go back to Godhead. Otherwise, our Ravan tendencies can be easily reawakened by one click. So we have to be extremely cautious, careful, and ultimately we should be very serious about this. Otherwise, we'll go tangent once again. One tangent means gone. And Ravan, because most of you will be going and talking to your friends. Generally, people eulogize Ravan. But Ravan, जैसे वो ब्रदर क्या बोल रहा था, ऐसे ब्रदर माँ सीता को हाथ नहीं लगाया उसने, क्या बकवास. Because he was cursed by many saintly women. Many, not one or two. But the curse was, if he forces himself on anyone in the future, he will die. He didn't even live his... Anyways, that was the character of Ravana. On the contrary, Ramachandra could create millions of Sitas, but he didn't do so. He has an ideal husband. He fought to get his wife back. So Lord Ramachandra, when he was wandering in the forest in separation of Mother Sita, he was crying like a hen-pecked husband, feeling the separation of Mother Sita, calling, "Hey Sita, where are you?" Talking to the trees, talking to the creepers, talking to the wild animals. "Please tell me, where is Mother Sita?" So Prabhupada in the Purport writes in the 9th canto, Lord, by his personal experience, is teaching the whole world how married life is such a miserable life. But even Lord Ramachandra had to go through those difficulties. But if you are a married person, how you need to be strict and sincere like Lord Ramachandra, that you are faithful to your wife. The first one is better. So there are so many life lessons like that. So Lord doesn't discriminate. You're educated, not educated, you're beautiful, not beautiful, you're high pedigree, you're lower. He doesn't see all these things. Just like Jatayu. How many of you know Jatayu? Okay. Jatayu was such an elderly bird, very old, advanced age. He couldn't even lift his eyebrows probably. But when he saw Mother Sita was being kidnapped by cruel Ravana, he didn't sat there and just recorded the video to increase the viewership and subscribers. He didn't keep quiet. He fought. Initially, Ravana neglected, but he fought so valiantly that entire Pushpaka Vimana, along with Ravana, fell down. He was not thinking, Prabhu, हम तो माया में हम माला उठा नहीं पा रहे हैं, इतना सब्सक्राइब कर लिया हमने, छूट नहीं पा रहा है हैबिट. एंडेवर करो, मेहनत करो, कोशिश करो, डिवोटी से बात करो. चाहे रावण से भी पावरफुल हैबिट क्यों ना हो, हरे कृष्णा मंत्र में वो पावर है, छूट जाएगा. His feathers were chopped. He was bleeding profusely. He could have left his body, but he was holding on to his breath. He wanted Ramchandra to come and meet him so that he could tell, यहाँ पे गए हैं, इस तरफ गए हैं, रावण जो उठा के ले गए. That is the attitude of service. हम सर्विस देते हैं ना, आधा घंटा वहाँ पे नहीं रहते आप. Sometimes when you feel that, then the service gets affected. But Jatayu, you see, he was bleeding, but he didn't leave his post from that place. And when Lord Ramachandra came, he gave the whole information to him. And he left his body, smiling, looking at the lotus face of the Supreme Lord. Ramachandra personally cremated him. See, that is Jatayu. Rama could have all Hanuman type of devotees. But no, he had monkeys also, he had squirrels also. Just like when this temple is built in Janmabhoomi. So one Adani, one Ambani or one rich man could sponsor it. I was telling yesterday, in 1993, that so-called government had promised to sponsor the entire construction of the temple, provided it is proven that Ram appeared there, that property belonged to Ram. The government could have used that, but they didn't. People went all across India, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 500 rupees, penny by penny. So Lord wanted everyone to be engaged in his construction. Lord want his devotees to protect him, because Lord always protects devotees. The feeling of protecting the Lord wants to give his devotees. I started with why this temple had to be built. The millions of devotees were participating in this Leela. They fought. In the 16th century they fought, 15th century they fought, 17th century they fought, 18th century they fought. Till now they were fighting. Even now they are fighting for the Lord's cause. So everyone is important in the eyes of the Lord. Whether Hanuman or monkey or squirrel. The squirrel also putting small pebbles. What you can do, you can at least simply chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Lord will note you and Lord will pat you like he patted the squirrel. Every day if you chant 16 rounds, Lord will pat you like this. Like the squirrel. That means, as Prabhupada said, when you chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, you will get 100% protection from the Lord. You can never fall down. Maya will not touch you. No power in the world can make you fall down if you chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. Ravan आएंगे, Surpanaka आएंगे, लेकिन आप पिघलेंगे नहीं. Because you're chanting 16 rounds. So those who are not chanting 16 rounds on this auspicious occasion should take a vow, serious vow, that I should chant 16 rounds, come what may. And that will happen if you associate with devotees. Association virtually, association physically, doing practical devotional service that attracts the attention of the Lord. When the Lord gets attracted to you by your chanting, He's there with you always. If you don't chant Hare Krishna, by default you will be chanting something else and doing something else, and that will make your destiny. On the contrary, if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, associate with devotees, do His work, then Lord will get attracted to you and He will take you back home, back to God. Okay, with this we stop here.